All right, welcome everyone. My name is Jen O'Sullivan and I am a naturopath, board certified naturopath, and someone who really enjoys teaching and educating to the best of my ability. One of the things that I specialize in is phototherapy. It's called photobiomodulation, which is an interesting fancy word for understanding how phototherapy light can actually help modulate or change something in our biology, right? Something in our life, in our world, in our flesh, in our bodies. So it's with great pleasure that I get to be able to share with everybody that I possibly can this and help them get healthy. We've been seeing some miraculous things happen that bring tears to your eyes. We've also seen things from just simple brain fog being lifted. I mean, it's every day that I hear somebody talk about, oh, so-and-so is now like have such brain fog, or they have such hard time mobility, and they just are fatigued all the time. We keep hearing over and over again, people kind of one after another, you hear people going down on just aging and not feeling good. And what I love about this is it's an actual solution. This isn't a snake oil type of thing that you just don't know if it's going to work for somebody. This is an actual solution that will work. What's interesting though is that oftentimes it works in ways that we didn't think it would in somebody, and that person's usually really shocked at the value that they get from it when they might have gone into wanting to try phototherapy for one thing and they get something else. Now, infrared, or the red light therapy that you're seeing around now is kind of popular, but from a different perspective. And when I look at clients that I might use something like that for, whether it's for acne or inflammation or just skin health, skin tightening, all sorts of different things that you can use red light therapy for. And, it doesn't compare to this. When you use your body's own infrared light to stimulate peptides within your body, the benefits are insanely huge. They are triumphantly profound, right? So it's one of those things where I can't tell you what it's going to do for you, because it will do a myriad of things. It's not like you're just saying, I just want this for this one thing. You will say that, but then you will be floored at how beautiful this works on other things that you didn't even expect. So I'm just going to get right into the presentation, and I'm going to show you right here. I have one of the phototherapy devices. This is actual technology that I'm going to share with you what this is and how it works. But this is one of the about 11 different phototherapy devices that we use. And it's not plugged in. It's using my own infrared light, and it is activated right now. So I don't have to worry about it. I can put it somewhere where nobody sees. Oftentimes, it's on my back or somewhere, but I put it here today so I could show you, and it can go anywhere on your body, which is really great. All right, so let us get into this. Okay, so my question to you is, have you been patched yet? Have you tried this? This is a fun way to even just share with people. So oftentimes we joke, would you like a patch? Have you been patched? Kind of like a computer motherboard, like we need to patch you up. So it's really great because what this is doing is it's elevating certain things, certain peptides, it's activating certain things like your stem cells, and it's regenerating certain things like tissue and organs and making you young. It's really wild. All right, so why is the X39 stem cell, why even think about this? This is what it is. So you can see it on the back of this gal's neck here. Like back of the neck, kind of in between the shoulder blades is a common place it's said to be put, because that's where a nerve bundle is, but you can place this anywhere. So basically, when you think about your stem cells, the fewer stem cells that you have, the faster we age. So it's this snowball process. And there's hundreds of millions of people that are having these symptoms of aging, right? I'm one of them. I'm almost 50 years old, and it's anywhere from inflammation to just aches and pains to degenerating gums, your eyesight, your wrinkles, skin health, your hair starts turning gray. But other things, you start seeing other things like your cholesterol and your blood pressure and your, A1Cs, all the numbers start kind of getting out of whack as we get older. And this is part of aging as well. So if you think about when you're in your 30s, when you're in your 20s, you have like a perfect stem cell activity. But when you're in your 30s, did you know that your stem cell activity declines by 60%? So really only half of your stem cells are active, less than half of your stem cells are active. And by the age of 60, it's like 90% decline. So you lose almost all of your stem cell activity. So no wonder, right? So when you get into your 40s and 50s and you start, what's going on? Why can't I remember things? I have this brain fog. Why am I not healing fast enough? Why is my body responding the way it is? Where did this crepey skin come from? You know, all of these things are because of drastically lowered stem cell activity. So how does this work? Well, we kind of joke that it's the holy grail of anti-aging. It's not even anti-aging, it's age reversal. It's GHKCU, which is a copper peptide. It's the patch itself is made from organic nanocrystals. These aren't like, you know, crystals that you get in a shop or something like that. These are formulated using salts and sugars and amino acids in a nano, like quantum dot. So when you get into the nano crystal technology, it's really interesting. But what they are done, they're formulated in a way, they're put onto a, like I said, the patch I showed you a little bit, but there's a fabric piece inside that these nanocrystals are put onto in a certain way that are actually formulated to reflect your own body light and activate your copper peptide. So what that's doing is it's then going to reactivate your stem cells. So it's your own miraculous body doing the work. It's wild when you start thinking about this, and it's non-invasive. So nothing is going into your body except for your own body light. So the way I've heard it described, which is really easy to understand, is, you know, when you wear night vision goggles, you can see people, anything that is alive, humans and animals, you can see because they are emitting actual infrared light. That's what those night vision goggles are picking up, whereas a rock is not emitting that, you know. And so that is your infrared light, and it's how the sun, you know, actually allows us to produce vitamin D, right? So that is technically what phototherapy is. So to understand the company though, and where this came from, because some of you, this might be new. Some of you might have said, I don't understand, Jen, what are you talking about? This sounds really weird. Well, this company's not old. I mean, not new, it's old. It's been around for almost 20 years. And we went from a $20 million company in 2021 to a $280 million company in the last 2 years. They say that we're on par for almost a half, 500,000 million, like $500 million this year. So it's very interesting to see just in the last 2 years, this company has skyrocketed. And the reason for that is the X39 patch. It's the newest patch to the lineup. And so, you know, it's gone along. And then the stem cell activation patch, which is what the X39 patch is, just blew it up. So with just in the last 3 years, you might not have ever heard of this, and this may be new to you. But what's great about it is this is coming from a company that is owned by the inventor. So he's very passionate, and we are open in over 75 countries. So that means this company is stable and not going anywhere. So as much as this may be new to you, the company's not new. And this is just one of those wild things that is upsetting the health industry. So this is David Schmidt. He's the CEO and inventor of X39. He holds over 130 patches or patents. So if I'm sure he has 130 patches on him, right? But he holds over 130 patents. And I've heard actually that he stopped counting because he has too many. Patents are hard to get. So we're in the process of trying to patent something right now, and it's a lot of work. So, and it's very expensive too to patent anything, and it takes a lot of time. So to even have 130 is I mean, even have 1 or 2. So anyhow, he's the scientist and the inventor. He's also the owner, but he's also a 2-time recipient of the Advanced Technology Award from the International Hall of Fame. So this guy is no joke. And what I actually really love about David Schmidt is he loves God. He gives credit to God with this. He, in some videos I've watched of him talking about X39, he says this is straight from God. Like he doesn't know, like there was a lot of money put into this, but that there's no way he could have figured this out without God. And he gives all the glory back to God. So I actually do love that about him and appreciate that about him. He's really a really interesting, cool guy. And to know that you have him as the owner, the inventor of the owner. The inventor is the owner, right? Most companies, it's helmed by a bunch of CEOs that really didn't have a passion in what they're selling, you know, whether someone passed on that was that person, or it's just CEOs that tried to find the coolest products to then sell. That's how most companies operate. And this one, there's a lot of heart behind this company, which I love. So like I said, recently patented technology, but one thing I love about this is that it's not a Me Too product. So I can't even think of a product on the market right now that is not a Me Too company. And what I mean by that is everybody is selling something in the marketplace that is going to help with weight loss, or it's going to help with, you know, I don't know, certain supplements that you might need. I mean, there's any number of things. Like this is going to be like you got to take this collagen, or you got to take, you know, buy this, or it's just a Me Too product. And there's nothing, you know, now you're just trying to make sure you're going with the right company that you feel most comfortable with. But what's interesting to me about this one is this is not like any other company. So there's no competition here. It's patented, and there's no one on the market that has this. There are people that are talking about stem cell supporting supplements, stuff like that, but it is not anything even close to what this is doing. And I have hundreds upon hundreds of testimonies from just my own clients that are freaked out about how well this works, and that this is not something that, I mean, there's no competition here. So that's what's really cool. So what is this doing? Well, when you activate your own stem cells, so not getting stem cell injections, but activating your own stem cells. Again, what this is doing is it is activating your healthy stem cells. So it's not going to activate any mutated stem cells, just your healthy stem cells. What you're going to experience is rapid pain relief. These are clinical studied things that this is actually proven to do. It will rapidly relieve pain. It reduces inflammation. It supports wound healing. It gives more energy and vitality. It helps with brain fog, right? Mental clarity. It also enhances sport performance. It gives you faster recovery from exercise, and it helps improve your skin appearance. These are all proven things. So when I say I don't need to take collagen anymore, I mean, I literally have never seen the results from collagen that I'm seeing just in the last 4 months of patch use. So that's what's really great about this too. I have also never seen anything touch my inflammation the way that this does. I don't have any inflammation anymore. It's wild. And the brain fog, ladies, those of you going through menopause, those of you dealing with brain fog, mental decline, this will clear you up. Okay, so let me talk about that for a minute. So this was a 77-year-old woman. They placed the patch on the back of her neck. Okay, so check this out. This was session 1, and it's a mess, right? You can see the inflammation. So I believe this was a week later. This is the inflammation reduced. I mean, it's hardly anything. And then you can see by session 3, it's mostly greens and light blues. It's so cool to see like how inflammation is reduced in the brain. So this is in her brain. And I love this one. So really interesting in a 77-year-old woman. All right. So what is going to happen when you use them? Well, there's about 90 now, but there's over 80 case studies on that you can see on startx39.com. This is on all the patches. So in the first few days, you're going to see 1/3 of your genes resetting. Somebody asked me recently, why not all of your genes? And I had to giggle. It just means that person didn't really know about genes. But I mean, people drink red wine because it resets, resveratrol resets 2 genes. And people are freaking out about 2 genes being reset. And it has monumental implications to just have 1 gene be reset. So to have over 4,000, it's 4,192 genes are being reset back to when you were young. That is literally monumental. So like, I think that question is wrong, is like, how in the world is that happening? That is what's been studied to be actually happening. So within the first 6 weeks, your brain is going to become balanced. This means you're going to have decreased symptoms of PTSD, anxiety, and depression. This is massive for some people. It also clears up that brain fog pretty quickly within less than 6 weeks. Within 3 months, your collagen is going to increase. You're going to have decreased wrinkles, better hair growth, increased structural integrity of your skeletal and muscular systems. That collagen is so important. And I know a lot of Me Too products out there that are collagen, and they just cannot come close to this. And this is way less expensive than theirs. Within 6 months, your heart rate reverses in age. Now, I didn't say that it helps with aging. It reverses. They did a study that 14 out of 15 people lowered their vascular age by an average of 8 years after just 6 months of using X39. So when clients of mine are on it for the first month and they say, Jen, I'm not feeling anything, I'm like, oh, it's working. It's just doing something internally. You must commit to at least 6 months, if not a year. And during that time, you're going to go see your eye doctor, you're going to go see your dentist, and you're going to go see your regular doctor and just get your normal metabolic panel blood work done. And you will see a massive difference. And there will be things that you will be floored by. So I mean, the testimonies alone, if you haven't seen or heard any of the testimonies, I encourage you to check them out. But everything from vitiligo reversing to just tinnitus totally dampening. I mean, that's suicidal for a lot of people. So to know that you can dampen, and in one case, I've heard one person, it completely went away altogether. But inflammation, people are being able to walk again. People are able to see things reverse, right? See their eyesight actually reverse. I've heard testimony after testimony of them going to the eye doctor and the eye doctor being like, I don't understand what's going on. Your eyes have improved. Gum disease. I've seen people go to dentists and they had massive actual receding gums. This is not possible. They do surgeries for this that don't even work. This patch is reversing receding gums. Like, wait, what? So there's a great website if you want to learn more, and I'm sure you're really interested in it by now. It's startx39.com. It's not a sales site. So it's just a site that's going to be able to give you all the information. You can look at all the studies. You can even look at like, what is GHKCU and how does it work? You can watch a really great 18-minute introduction from the inventor, David Schmidt. I encourage you to watch that one. Just peruse that site. It's startx39.com. Lots of great information on that site. And it's really going to help you understand this a little bit more, because I'm sure you're interested at this point. So how do you wear it? You're going to wear it for 12 hours on and 12 hours off. That means you put a new patch on for 12 hours and then you take it off. You don't wear any patch for 12 hours, just this one. So we're talking about X39. So that 12 hours is X39 free. And then the next 12 hours, you put a new patch on. So most people will just wake up in the morning, put a new patch on, go throughout their day, pull it off, throw it out, go to sleep, the next day, put a new one on. So it's just every day. I do know some people that wear it, like they brush their teeth in the morning. Gina Merritt does this. She says, I brush my teeth in the morning, I stick it on, and then I brush my teeth at night and I pull it off and throw it out. Now that's a little bit more than 12 hours. So some of you might think like, wait a minute. No, that's actually okay. So you can wear this a little bit more than 12 hours. Just you want to make sure you have at least 8 hours off. A lot of people will say like, oh no, I wasn't exactly 12 hours. It's not a huge deal. You just want to give your body some time to rest. So at least 8 hours. So the time that you're sleeping is the best. If you have a real hard time remembering the whole 12 hours on, 12 hours off, it's not a big deal if you do 16 hours on and 8 hours off. But that's just something to know. Is it's called attenuation, that if you wear something too long, like if you're wearing it 24 hours a day, every single day, your body's going to get used to it. So if you forget, like my husband, he wears it 24 hours a day, and then he'll take one full day off, like on a Sunday, just to kind of give his body a break, and then he'll go back on them. But it's really interesting and very easy to use because, again, you just stick it on and move along. Most people say back of the neck, bottom, like just two to 3 finger lengths below the belly button is a good spot too. Those places are nerve bundles, but that is only where it's recommended based on the studies they did. They had to do it based on studies. They had to specifically tell the study participants to do it in just those 2 places so that they didn't get skewed results. And for us, we've talked to the owner at length about this, and he said, honestly, it does the exact same thing anywhere you place it. So if you have a spot on your body that's not feeling well, that's a little pain point, you would put it there. So you can put it on your shoulder if that's where you have some pain, or your lower back. Again, wherever you have pain, put it there. I had a rib break many years ago and put it on my back where the rib broke, and felt it working there more rapidly. It was awesome. So I don't have any residual pain there. I had nerve damage there. It totally corrects neuropathy, which is super wild as well. So all these things that everybody tells you, nope, you can't, you're just gonna have to live with it. I love that your own body has the healing power if you give it what it needs. So you also want to drink a lot of water. You do detox. So when you wear it, drink a lot of water. Okay, so I want to ask you though, I'm going to transition into helping you understand something that is hasn't been discussed in a big way. And the reason for it is because these LifeWave patches, typically you didn't hear about them for a long time because realistically, a lot of practitioners were using them. It's more of a professional direct sales company. And so practitioners would use them on their clients and not share with them that they could actually just get it on their own. So a lot of the practitioners now have been transitioning because the X39 has kind of morphed their practice in such large ways that it's enabling their people to get more benefits, but they are seeing a return, that their people are returning more and enjoying sharing their friends with this as well. So the interesting thing is that there's an opportunity here that hasn't been shared for a long time, and people are sharing it now. So that's part of the growth, is that there's this amazing business opportunity in this as well. So I always ask the question, you know, freedom is our team name, so Team Freedom, but like, what is important to you? I could put God on this list for sure as number 1. You know, Jesus, my church family, my regular family, my time, my freedom, right? Security, travel is kind of interesting for some people. Is that important? What about your health, right? Is that big for you? And I always think about debt, right? Like if financial freedom is something that is important to you, I will say it's a topple-down effect. If you are living in a debt crisis, you probably are living in an anxiety crisis, with a health crisis, with a time crisis, and a family crisis, right? It's odd how debt can really, you know, a debt crisis in your life can drastically impair all of these other areas in your life. So we don't teach this from the perspective of like money, 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 you know, but we do teach this from the perspective of, hey, you know, I have actually witnessed just in the last several months, people in my own organization in tears saying, I haven't ever received a paycheck like this from anybody else that I've done work for. Like, this is crazy to me. And I'm helping people, like I'm really helping people. So, I mean, there's something to be said that when you help people and you love what you do because you're helping them, all of this comes into place, you know, all of it does. And that's what I love about it. So when we think about the potential though, and I want you to understand something, this is again, not a Me Too product, but the stem cell therapy industry is not becoming more popular. It is so popular. I hear it everywhere. Recently, one of my friends who's a actual medical doctor who practices with different rejuvenation things for women, he cannot promote his stem cell therapy treatments because they're not FDA regulated. And he could get his entire practice shut down, and he's doing it under the table, and it's expensive. I'm talking, this is not regulated yet. And so people are wanting it and doing it. It's wildly expensive, it's highly invasive, and it doesn't work all the time. So it's crazy that people are starting to wake up and understand the importance of stem cells. And as a Christian, so many of us are thinking, wait a minute, where are you getting those stem cells from? How is that working? If somebody's body is doesn't have healthy stem cells in it, and they're having a hard time finding healthy stem cells to then proliferate in a petri dish, how are they getting those other stem cells, right? There's all sorts of moral issues and conundrums around this. But here's the reality. The reality is that the stem cell industry is not expected to explode. It is exploding. 200 million to 300 billion. And I want to ask you right now, would you like a piece of that? Because what we're offering is non-invasive. It's systemic, meaning it works all over your body, not just in one place. And you're going to have proliferation up to 2,100%. In a stem cell therapy case, you get proliferation at about 30% maximum, and that's localized. Whereas this is all over your body by 2,100% proliferation without invasive anything, at less than a cup of coffee or less than an energy drink, whatever you want to call it, even less than a cup of tea. I had a cup of tea the other day. It was $6. I'm like, that bag is 20 cents. How are you charging me $6? I mean, I live in California, so they can charge that for tea. I'm like, I will never go here again. But this is, I mean, I could have had like two of those, 2 patches. I mean, literally, it's $3.33 basically at the normal price. I can even get it down less than that, you know? So, but think about that per day. If you were able to do something and know that you were able to kind of help other people, this is exploding. And it's one of the easiest things to share with people. So I want to help you understand how different this is. It is different. It is not a normal direct sales company. Some of you might think, oh, this is one of those MLMs. Multi-level marketing can get tricky because most of them have like you creating 6 different legs, and you have to manage all of this stuff, and you're having to, you know, really work with a ton of different people, and it's a lot. This is not that. So this is, like I said, professional direct sales, and you are working with a team, but only 2. You got a left team and a right team. It couldn't be any simpler. And as you're building, that's all you're doing. You're putting people on the right or the left, and that's it. And you just keep moving forward, and you're helping people do the same, obviously. But what's great about this is they don't have caps on anything else other than this one area. You can get paid. There's 5 technical different ways that you can get paid in this company. And sadly, the binary compensation is only $25,000 per week. So I want to ask you right now, how would you feel about making $25,000 per week? And I'm sorry, but that's what they cap you at. But that's one area of your paycheck, one, and the other areas are limitless. And when I look at my paycheck coming in, my sweet friends, and I see the fact that, sure, that's great. And then I see, oh no, you know what's really great? As I'm helping my team grow, as I'm helping you grow, I get percentages off of that too. And I can see that is a maturity thing that will just go like gangbusters. This is true residual income in a way that's going to help your family. It's really impressive. And I encourage you to rethink what you're doing, because here's the reality. This is so simple. It's almost too simple. I have had to bang my head against the wall from traditional MLM company people to say, it's so different. You just have to stop thinking about the other things that you've done in other companies. This is not that. It's too simple. So we got to like not overthink it and just focus on the main thing. So we do a lot of training about this in my group, just to kind of help you guys almost like retrain your brain to not overthink it. It's really wild. I mean, it's almost too easy. So just know that the stem cell technology with X39 is actually growing really fast. Onyx Cole, who's our upline, one of our upline leaders, she's the one who really kind of boomed all of this. It's, you know, we've got people, one of our people who owns the quantum field, he's the one who did this presentation. Steve Merritt literally hit the top rank of this company in 23 days. It's like, wait, what? You know, it took me 4.5 months to get there. Like, come on. I mean, I'm just saying, like, it's crazy that the potential is so huge. Okay, so I want you to know that they have a very simple plan and it works. And it's this 3-3-1 program. You're literally giving one patch away to 3 people per day, and you're following up with 3 people a day, and you're inviting one person per day to one of these Zoom calls. Now, I do Zoom calls all the time. The Merits do Zoom calls all the time. They're literally enough. There's so many opportunities for you to get involved here. So this is the site that you can check out. It's build331.com. I go over this with my team all the time. It's one of the methods that is a really, really helpful method and a helpful tool, just to kind of help you guys understand a potential of how to share this. And it's really great. So I just say, you know, when is now the time to make your move? Now, right? Are you serious about your dreams? Do you have any other options? I mean, some of you are looking at a 9-to-5 job and trying to figure out, do I want that? Or, or do I want time freedom? Do you also want to be pain free and financially free? I mean, these are real important questions you're going to need to ask yourself. And I love summertime because I feel like it's a time of kind of resetting and figuring out stuff and making new goals, so that when you hit the ground running in like October and September, you can decide, what do I want for my life and my family? So we have a convention coming up. I will be there. It's in Tampa, Florida. So if any of you live out there, I encourage you to buy your tickets and get there, because I will be hanging out with you guys the whole time. So for sure, I'm just there as a normal person and excited to be there with all of you guys. But I encourage you to check that out. It's thisisitconvention.com. And I do hope that you all attend, because I'm really excited about that for sure. Also, there's other opportunities. I'm sharing Mike and Sahi's Thursday night, or I guess it's Friday night. They usually do Thursday night. Tonight is Thursday night because of 4th of July. Things got a little bit different this week, but they're doing Friday at noon Eastern time. So that's 9 a.m. Pacific time. They do in Spanish. So if you're looking for a Spanish opportunity, and I'm going to tell you right now, these two are, I think I can even say with confidence, my favorite people in our upline. They are so loving. He flew out to my very first event. I'm like, it's no big deal, dude. And he's like, I'm coming. And him and his wife came out and came to my event, and then took us all out to dinner. I was like, and he paid for everybody. This guy has a heart of gold, and he is phenomenal to watch and listen to. So even if you can see one of his presentations in English, which he does sometimes, but he's one of our Spanish speaking educators, and he will knock your socks off. And Sahi, she's just amazing. So you can listen to her too. She'll crack you up. They're just both really fun people. And then there's another thing on Saturday happening at 1 p.m. Eastern. Again, that's 10 a.m. Pacific. So again, these are the same call-in code. So it's 669-900-6833. I believe it's like stevemerritt.com. I think you can just go on there, and his code to every Zoom that he ever does is always 39. So you can always just put the number 39 in any of his Zooms and you'll get in. And then Monday at 8 p.m. Eastern, there's some other stuff going on about stem cell technology and the business behind it, and that's Ranita, so you can watch that one. But I just, again, want to ask you, like, have you been patched yet? Is this something that sounds exciting to you? And is it something that you'd like to get started in? So if it is, and you've never been to anything like this before, and this is kind of fascinating to you, I encourage you to contact the person that invited you to this. You can message me or just reach out to whoever shared this with you, because I honestly feel like the worst decision you could make is waiting. I jumped at this just because a friend of mine who told me about it was a friend of mine that I trusted. Had I said, maybe not, do you know how many thousands of people would be still in pain right now? The testimonies from my own organization make me cry, literally. And I just think about the boldness for me to go out and share this, not knowing the ramifications that would happen to me, and having those ramifications happen, and realizing, you know what, God needed me to be bold, and it doesn't, it doesn't matter. What matters is the health of others, getting this information out, sharing it in a compliant way that will help you and not hinder anybody. I want to make sure that you guys are just knowing the information and getting what you need. So please make sure you reach out to us and get this patch. You will love it. So I'm excited that you are all able to come tonight, and I look forward to seeing more of you around. So if you want to watch more Zooms on education, the best place to just see past recent Zooms, you can kind of go to the more recent ones because those have a lot of testimonies and cool things in there. You can go to X39freedom.com. That's X39 and then the word freedom.com. It redirects you to my YouTube channel that just gives you some extra stuff. You can always join our open group at Jen O'Sullivan Naturopathy. It's just facebook.com/Jen O'Sullivan, and we do a lot of random things in there. But once you get in, if you join at the gold level or above for a single person, or a platinum level or above for a couple, that gets you into my concierge program for free. So I literally do not charge you if you are in my group to be a part of that concierge group. And it's amazing. It's a lot of fun in there. And so I like to help you guys as much as I can. But I'm just excited to see you guys here. And if you're looking, I get these questions all the time. I see some of your questions on the chat. If you're looking for, does this patch help with fill in the blank? The answer is yes. It restores and regenerates and heals body parts. So go ahead and type in whatever you're looking for, whether it's like dementia, put it in YouTube, dementia X39, see what pops up, watch some videos. You're going to watch testimonials. Okay. So that's part of the beauty of this, is that we can't claim that this is going to cure or treat or heal any disease or illness. But what we can say is that your own body is literally healing itself based on photobiomodulation, phototherapy, which is a proven scientific thing that actually works. So watch some of the Zooms. I have some kind of funny Zooms on, like, how can a patch do this? What is this all about? What's it actually made of? So all those things, I have a question and answer, like frequently asked questions. So you can get on those as well on X39freedom.com. So many websites. All right, you guys. So thanks so much for hanging out with me, and we will see you soon.